Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Nicholas Lionrider. Last week, there was a huge leak that gave us some big hints towards the DLC update, and I know a few other creators made videos about when it happened on the 18th, but I've talked to Shantae. She has given me permission to go over this topic, so without further ado, let's get started. So, last week, as I mentioned, on the 18th, a video was uploaded on the Frontier official YouTube channel called From Art to Animals Rigging for Planet Zoo. In the video, it basically was kind of for developers, and it showed the process that Frontier used to basically transfer animations from one animal rig to another. For any developers like myself, it was actually a very good little kind of overview of their process, and it was really interesting. So I highly recommend anyone who's interested in game development or rigging check out that video. Really great. But the thing that a lot of people in the community really care about is what was in the video. So around the 19-minute mark, one of the developers was going over his files in the game and basically accidentally leaked some of the animal names that haven't actually been confirmed yet by Frontier in any form of content pack. So the four animals that were accidentally shown off were the king penguin, the gray seal, the giant otter, and the sun bear. So a lot of people have been now speculating on what this means for the future of the game. And it's safe to say that we are indeed getting not only semi-aquatics, but this is going to be our next DLC probably for the holiday season. So people have already started speculating, what these four animals mean as far as the pack goes. And the king penguin and the seal, people have kind of associated as being part of the same pack regardless. The giant otter and the sun bear are kind of up in the air about what they actually mean, but people have also kind of said that the giant otter is likely part of the same semi-aquatic animal pack as the seal and the penguin, and the sun bear is going to be held off for another pack later down the line, probably in the spring. So the reason people are kind of lumping the otter, seal, and penguin into one pack is because all three of those files have a male, female, and juvenile file, which for those who are familiar with my channel or the process of the game files, that means that they are finished and completed animation files that can be, created into OVLs that are ready to be shipped. The sun bear, however, only had the male file. The female and juvenile haven't been created yet, which leads people to believe that this one is earlier into development and will be released later down the line. So a thing that we also have to take into consideration is we saw the developers' files between the top of the animation list going down to the animations under AN for animal. So we saw all of them between AA and AN. And then later in the video, he showed off all the files from GI, or aka the giant panda files, all the way down to the last on the list, or in the alphabet, ZZ. So there is a small portion of the list that the community didn't see in that video, and that was the letters between AN and GI. Now, for those who are familiar with the Frontier DLC packs for Planet Zoo, it is customary that we get 4 animals in a pack. So, since we've addressed that the sun bear is likely not part of this pack, there is still one more animal that we are unaware of what it could be. So, people have been associating that the last animal must have been between the letters AN and GI. So what could that be? So likely options are the California sea lion, of course, beginning with the letter C, the fur seal, which begins with the letter F, which is another type of sea lion, or a second type of penguin. Both the chinstrap and the Gentoo penguins are from Antarctica, like the king penguin, and I think would fit really well next to the king penguin in a Antarctic mini pack type situation. So I think it's safe to say that one of those animals that I just listed is our 4th animal. If I had to place bets, I'd probably say it's one of the penguins or the California sea lion. One of the penguins would make sense because I think 4 custom rigs for the new DLC would be amazing, but I think kind of crazy that they would do that in general because that's a lot of work for just a 4-month time span. However, looking at it from a what would be the best for the pack idea, the California sea lion would kind of round out the semi-aquatic pack perfectly, in my opinion. Kind of bringing the 4 big animals that people wanted from semi-aquatics: seals, sea lions, penguins, and otters, all together. So this is also into speculation news now. And so what else does this pack mean? The big things that we can address are likely diving is finally coming to the game. In the Australia update, we saw there was a variable added in the files for can dive, which leads people to believe that diving is indeed coming to the game, and the addition of these now kind of confirmed semi-aquatic animals seems to indicate that that is true. This, of course, is great news because the current polar bear and crocodiles in the game, moving on the surface really isn't ideal, and so I think by adding diving, this is going to make those animals a lot more appealing to people, and I think it's going to be necessary to make stuff like the seals, otters, and penguins truly feel correct, if that makes any sense. Which leads me to my last point, which is the game is likely, and I think frankly needs, blue/clear water. I think the current water in the game is great for some animals like the crocodiles and hippos, but I think most people can agree that the current kind of grayish-green color doesn't really work very well for animals like the polar bear. And I think it would look very out of place next to the penguins and seals as well, just because aquariums and zoos that feature these kind of aquatic animals have very clean water. The current water in the game, even when it says it's clean, has that kind of hazy, grayish green haze that I was talking about. And so I think what I would believe they need to add is a new tab to the water system, which would be salt water. And this water would be bright blue, and when you look underwater, it would be, kind of a bluish tint, and next to glass, it would be very clear. You see this in a lot of aquariums around the world when it comes to penguin and polar bear exhibits, specifically for underwater viewings. And I think it's just necessary if you're going to keep these animals in the game. So that's really it. I think the Sun Bear DLC will be coming out in the spring. People can speculate on what that could be. I think it's too early to say when it's just a single animal, because I'm not sure if they're still going to do a regional system, because if that was the case, that would be our first returning regional area as far as Asia is concerned. And so I think while it's safe to say that, you can probably bet on some animals related to the sun bear, maybe something like a Barbarossa or a gibbon perhaps, it's too early to tell. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on any of the news that comes out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates as they come out.